1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show. It's hosted by Cuz.
Right, so do you want to do the intro, bro?
Yes, indeed. Hi to everybody, listeners and viewers alike. Welcome. And this is the Alien Spaceship. We try to be interesting as far as we can be. I'm Trevor Gear, and I call him Cuz.
And I'm Emmy Hikins, and I call him Bruv. I'm surprised we got it right today.
First time in a long time.
It is, yeah. And we've got Danny here. Danny, a.k.a. The Conspiracy
Dan.
Yeah, Conspiracy Dan. That's it. Conspiracy Dan.
That's the one.
Right.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah. So, what's it called? Extreme sports.
Extreme sports.
Yeah, that's a very good topic. Do you know what came to my mind straight away? Boxing. Does that fall under that
Well,
category?
yeah. I think that's a very good point, actually. We tend to think of extreme sports as just that, things that are way out of the possibility of people like us doing, or most people, I guess, who just wouldn't want to risk their lives. But actually, boxing could well be argued to be an extreme sport because it's risking life and limb, isn't it?
It is.
Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
many boxers that get brain injuries and stuff, hemorrhages, etc. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's another one. I'm not quite sure. I think this one is going to divide opinions a bit. Rugby. Does that fall into that category as well? Rugby? Any ideas?
I mean, I would say yes. I mean, if you want to talk about American football, then no. But rugby definitely. I mean, you've got not two. Sorry, how many? It's 9 on a team, I think. They're pummeling each other with all they've got. They don't slow down, And I mean, I used to play a bit of rugby in my younger days, like in high school and stuff. And I mean, yeah, you get hurt just in there. So I can imagine what it's like in the professional leagues.
Yeah. Bro, what do you make?
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with that. I think rugby is a game known for a lot of neck and head injuries. I think when those types of rugby though, where they have a scrum, they're pushing each other very much from the shoulders upwards, and they can, in very rare cases, players have become paralysed for life. But that would be rare. I'm not sure I would call it an extreme sport. I mean, because you could say there's risks in any sport, couldn't you? I mean, football itself, people they have some pretty nasty injuries. Probably not, thankfully, causing death, but maybe the same could be said of rugby. I don't think many players have ever died from playing rugby. Maybe cricket. I mean, we think of cricket as a fairly sedate Sunday afternoon village green game, but actually you get that ball on your head, and that can be, well, it's happened, hasn't it? People have been very severely injured with a cricket ball. So we could say any sport has its dangers, and I think they do. Whether we would classify that as an extreme sport, I don't know. I mean, one thing we could possibly, I think, would qualify as an extreme sport is bungee jumping. Again, maybe sport isn't.
The leader of our gang will make the show go with a bang and fund the aim of everything Custis. And fund the aim of everything Custis.
In any sport, couldn't you? I mean, football itself, people they have some pretty nasty injuries. Probably not, thankfully, causing death, but maybe the same could be said of rugby. I don't think many players have ever died from playing rugby. Maybe cricket. I mean, we think of cricket as a fairly sedate Sunday afternoon village green game, but actually you get that ball on your head, and that can be, well, it's happened, hasn't it? People have been very severely injured with a cricket ball. So we could say any sport has its dangers, and I think they do. Whether we would classify that as an extreme sport, I don't know. I mean, one thing we could possibly, I think, would qualify as an extreme sport is bungee jumping.
Right.
Again, maybe sport isn't the word, but actually, it's surprisingly safe, because I looked at the statistics for that, and you've got a chance of dying 1 in 195,000. Now that doesn't sound much, of course, but then when you think of the statistics of, say, winning the Euro Millions lottery as 1 in 145 million, then 195,000 doesn't sound quite so good, because clearly there have been deaths with bungee jumping, but thankfully a very limited number. But I would classify that as an extreme sport, basically because I would never do it. Would you ever do it, either of you two? Would you do a bungee jump?
I suppose that's a bit of a tough question. I mean, I've jumped out of an aeroplane once for charity. So I suppose it's kind of along the same lines of that. In fact, I suppose anything jumping out of a plane would be classed as an extreme sport too. I reckon I'd give it a go. I probably wouldn't enjoy it the first 2 seconds, and then I might do, but as long as I get back up there and safe, I think I'll be fine.
Yeah.
How did you cope? Go on.
Yeah, sorry. I was just going to say, for me, it'd be a capital no.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wouldn't do bungee jumping. Yeah. No. Now there was a point that Dan made, and he sort of subtly said, "Oh, I don't think this is," but I think they're in the same vein. So there is the American version of rugby, and I believe it's called football. For some reason.
NFL, isn't it? Yeah, National Football League. Yeah.
I've never understood that anyway, but yeah. So it's called football. Now, how's that different from rugby? How's the injuries that you're likely to sustain from that different from the injuries that you sustain from rugby? Is it because they wear a helmet? Does that not make it more dangerous if somebody hits you with a helmet on your spine? Could that not be classed as a very career-defining moment when it did?
Yeah, I mean, I think it does have its great dangers, but they are quite well protected. As you say, they wear a helmet, which is protective rather than normally hurting somebody else, though it could do, I guess. And of course, they wear these great big shoulder pads to build themselves up. So they are well protective, like with a bit of armor. So I think that stops.
Fund the aim of everything cast us, and fund the aim